Hi everyone! Today I'm making a delicious cream of asparagus soup. Asparagus is one of my favorite vegetables, and April is its prime month and high season, so asparagus tastes the best in high season. I'm hoping you're taking advantage of this vegetable in April. To make a delicious soup, I'm pairing the asparagus with ginger and garlic. This will also boost your immune system and help you fight any viral or bacterial infections, especially now during this coronavirus outbreak. Besides that, asparagus is one of my favorite vegetables. It's a nutrient-rich vegetable. It's packed with vitamin A, C, E, and K, and it's also rich in copper. Copper is an essential trace mineral that helps the formation of collagen in our body. It also helps in the formation of iron in our body and the production of more energy. If you like this recipe, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. And if you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe and click on the little bell notification so you can get notified next time I upload a delicious recipe. So let's get started with the ingredients for this recipe. For this recipe, we need 1 sweet potato, 1 onion, about 2 pounds of fresh asparagus, 2 cups of coconut milk, 2.5 cups of water, about half of fresh fennel, 4 garlic cloves, 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger, 1/4 cup of avocado oil, and the spices: 1.5 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, and just 1 teaspoon of oregano. We also need some fresh spices such as 10 mint leaves and 1/4 bunch of parsley. To make this soup, we'll first roast the vegetables. Roasting the vegetables will give a really nice flavor to the soup. That's why I'm taking this extra step. So we'll first clean the asparagus. We'll remove the harsh part at the end, and you can simply do this by hand, but I will use a knife just so I don't waste too much of the asparagus. This is the part of the asparagus that has a thicker consistency, so we want to get rid of those pieces. Next, we'll use a baking pan and add some of the avocado oil to the baking pan. We will need 2 baking pans for this recipe because we have quite many vegetables to bake. And then we'll spread the oil evenly, preparing the baking pan so we can add the asparagus. Just layer it out evenly and add some additional olive oil, salt, and pepper. After adding the spices, rub the vegetables really well so they can soak some of the avocado oil and the spices, and then spread them evenly so you have just 1 layer on the baking pan. We will also bake the garlic together with the asparagus. That gives the garlic such a nice flavor. And then just set it aside for now. Next, we'll peel and chop the sweet potato. The sweet potato will give that nice sweetness of the soup. It just makes it absolutely delicious. And then you can add the sweet potato in a bowl and set it aside as well. And next we'll peel and chop the onion. Onion is a great antioxidant and it has antibacterial properties, so it's really good for this soup. We'll put it in a bowl and add some of the remaining avocado oil, and we'll also sprinkle some of the spices, which in this case is salt and pepper. By the way, if you're just baking sweet potatoes, a great spice for sweet potatoes is cumin if you want to consume it just by itself or as a side dish, but we're not adding cumin for this recipe since we're making the soup. And then mix the spices and the avocado oil really well for the sweet potatoes as well as the onion. the sweet potatoes to the baking pan and spread them evenly on the baking pan. And next we'll add the onions. We'll also spread evenly on the baking pan. And we're ready to bake them. So you can bake them for 15 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And while we're waiting for the vegetables to bake, we will prepare the remaining vegetables that will go into the soup. We'll chop some of the fresh fennel, and actually you can just roughly chop them. And we're making this soup in an instant pot later on, which is one of my favorite tools in the kitchen. And it's a great soup maker. I will show it to you in a little bit. Once the raw vegetables are chopped, you can just put them in a bowl and set them aside. And meanwhile, our cooked vegetables will be done. So we will take them out of the oven. We cooked the vegetables just before they're actually fully cooked, because we will process them a little more in the instant pot. And you can see how wonderful the vegetables look now. The asparagus has that softer look, and the sweet potatoes and onions have that golden look. So you can let them rest for about 5 minutes, and you can just roughly chop the asparagus. Be careful because the vegetables are still hot. And then transfer the asparagus in a bowl and set it aside, because we're preparing it to add it to the instant pot. And one thing I want you to note is the consistency. The asparagus is almost fully cooked. Now let's put all of the ingredients in the instant pot. First, we'll start with the roasted sweet potatoes and onions. We will add them to the bottom of the instant pot. And then next, we will add the garlic. The roasted garlic will give such a wonderful flavor to the soup. Followed by the roasted asparagus. And again, asparagus is a very good source of fiber, and it's packed with vitamin A, vitamin C, E, and K. It is also absolutely delicious vegetable. And next we'll add the remaining vegetables, the roughly chopped fresh fennel, parsley, and mint. Next we'll add 1 tablespoon of freshly chopped ginger. And it's time for the spices. The remaining salt, black pepper, and oregano. We'll just add all of the spices. We use some of the salt and pepper to roast the vegetables. So it's time to add 2 cups of coconut milk, and coconut milk is really good for you. It is rich in healthy fats, and it's really good for the hair and the skin. And then we also need to add 2.5 cups of water. So here we add the first cup and the second cup. We don't want our soup to be too thick, so we'll add the second cup of water and then just another half of a cup of water. And now we're done with all of the ingredients, so we'll seal the Instant Pot soup maker with the lid. You'll hear a little click when it's sealed, and this is how it looks like. The Instant Pot Ace that I'm using has 2 soup options. The first one is just regular soup that is not blended, and the second one is a soup that blends the last 2 minutes. So we'll turn it on and you will see that the temperature in Fahrenheit will start increasing. You can make soy milk, rice milk, nut milk, smoothies, puree, you can crush ice, frozen desserts also you can make, and it has a clean option, so it self-cleans. So you can see that the temperature has started increasing once we turn it on. So the soup has started cooking. And then a few minutes later, you can see that all of the ingredients in an Instant Pot have mixed in, and the temperature has increased to 212 Fahrenheit. You can also notice that the countdown of the timer has started. Also notice that while cooking, the Instant Pot is also mixing the vegetables. And when we have a few minutes left, the soup maker will start blending all of the vegetables. So you don't have to do any extra work. It will cook it for you and blend it for you, and it will be just ready to enjoy after the 2-minute countdown is finished. I use the Instant Pot ice so many times, so I'd like to share a link in the description below with you in case you want to buy it for yourself in your kitchen. And once the blending is done, it will actually stop on its own and you will see an end sign. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it because the soup is done. So now let's open the lid, and be careful because the lid is okay to touch, but the glass is really hot. So you want to be careful not to touch the glass. So let's check the consistency of the soup. We don't want it too thick or too thin. So you can see that the consistency is nice and smooth. We have a delicious creamy soup. And then you can transfer it to your favorite serving cup. This recipe is for 4 servings. And now comes the fun part, decorating. I have saved a few of the asparagus just for decorating. And then you can sprinkle some of the oregano. It also enhances the flavor of the soup, and I love oregano in the soup. And our delicious soup is ready. You can also have fun decorating it in a different way. You can add some of the coconut milk. I had saved just a tiny bit of the coconut milk. So you can just pour a little bit in over the soup, and you can have fun decorating it any way you like it. I just made a few different forms with a toothpick, sprinkled some of the oregano and added a few more of the asparagus pieces. It is just like an art. It looks so yummy and delicious. Make it for your friends and family, and I'm sure they'll love it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, please let me know in the comment section below and share it with your friends and family. I'm adding some helpful links to the products in the description below, so make sure to check it out. If you're new to my channel, remember to subscribe and click on the bell notification button so you can get notified next time I upload a healthy recipe. Thank you for being with me this week, and I hope you stay home and stay safe.